Two PTs, one podcast. We are back on episode 34 after a brief hiatus, as they say. But we are back, catch up, and top 5 exercises. Nothing pretty big, really, but we'll catch in and then we'll go from there. But yeah, Miles, how have you been?
Good. Good. It's been a while. Few new things. Obviously, different location. Moved into a different place now, so I'm recording from a completely new place. But apart from that, really, nothing much. It's changed, which makes my life sound really boring.
I was gonna say, like, from I can't even remember that when the last actual episode was. I think it's about 7 months. So, like, not much has really changed, really. Like, I'm not losing weight anymore. I'm going for strength. Like, goals have changed, business has changed. I'm not technically Hokkaido Fitness anymore. That's a big one.
That was a big one.
To my heart. So yeah. No, heading in the right direction. Learning more stuff, applying more stuff. That's a big thing. There's no point of learning it if it doesn't work for the people that you work with. But then it kind of gets into the direction of I want to learn the stuff for the people that I want to work with as well. So it's obviously like there's a big blend between the people that I enjoy working with absolutely everyone. But then there's a bit more passion for where I lie with certain sports and certain movements. No, not movements, but
well, the thing was when you first started, you were researching all these things, and well, there was nowhere really to practice on because at the time gyms were shutting left, right, and centre. Which I'm kind of glad it's kind of in the past now. It's been a nice run while the gyms have been open. It's been nice to actually like see people again, and good to have a bit of consistency with things all over the place.
Yeah, I think that's been the weirdest thing. Like, actually, because there wasn't even a structure at that point. I was just like, yeah, I'll just do this day and this day. Like, I actually now, like, I see the issues that people face, and I can be like, right, okay, this month let's focus on this. This month let's focus on this. Like, you can even break it down to the general bits of nutrition and training, but then it gets into like pretty much all of December for me was practicing anatomy. Like, I lost the focus in terms of just being like, I'm researching absolutely everything in one go. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, this ain't going to work. So it's like, I've got a skeleton up there as well now. I've got next nutrition butler's just arrived. So everything's now going in the direction that it's imposed by what my clients need, but then also what I enjoy. Because I'm never going to start working into the realm of stuff that I don't enjoy as well. Because that sort of makes me lose my passion a bit as well, which is a big thing.
Oh yeah, we got to be able to do stuff that we enjoy. I mean, anyone that anyone does anything, we should enjoy. I mean, if you're doing it for, I don't know, external reasons, then it's not gonna last, is it? It's gonna be dull. Let's just say that for sure and stuff like that. But yeah, just I think on my side mainly, I think it's been a nice continuation of everything that I was doing before and stuff like that. I've finally now got my strength and conditioning qualifications now, so I can now class myself as a coach. Yes, round of applause to me. It's finally happened. But that's now that qualification has come in. It's been a big opener for me. It's kind of been like, right, got to step the gears up a little bit now and all that. Take the process to the new level. Start getting some books, research all that kind of stuff first. Which for me being dyslexic, that is not fun. I prefer books with 2 syllables and very, very a lot of pictures. So yeah, so it's been interesting, but I've been learning the process of reading, and I've been definitely enjoying that as well. One thing I've definitely been enjoying recently is swimming. Swimming is something that I've never been good at. I never learned as a kid. I had loads of ear problems when I was younger, so I skipped out on school lessons and stuff like that because I've had about 5 operations on my ear, and yeah, just every kind of like morning or the sort of time when I can really, I've just been getting in the pool and slowly building up. And you know what? At first, even I will say I was absolutely petrified doing it because literally like you think to yourself like, right, these people here who see you at the gym and stuff like that, they think you're some kind of like fitness expert that's good at every single thing that you seem to do that involves activity. And then they see this young lad who does a couple of strokes and he's breathless, which is it's been a bit of an eye opening because of the fact that on a football pitch, I can run around left, right, centre and barely have any issues. Get me in a pool.
Yeah, it's like everything. Everything in terms of an athlete, though, it's like if you've got a footballer, they're not going to come in and be a pro swimmer. But I think because everyone thinks that we teach absolutely everything, and it's like no, like you'll have coaches with specific, like favored things which you'll go to. It's
Well,
like I'm not going to go to.
We're human.
Don't
We're
talk to
gonna
me
have
about learning
our
to swim.
yeah. So like,
I don't know how to swim.
so what was
No,
meant for
I
me
know. I don't know how to
like,
instruct. I can swim.
yeah. So what was meant for me was the fact that like I was meeting gym members and stuff like that, and obviously they could tell. They could tell I was not a good swimmer one little bit. And obviously you just get into conversations with them and
Yeah.
talking to them, getting tips and stuff like that. Like for one, it made me realize like, look, like whether you're amazing at something or bad at something and stuff like that, like you're always going to learn, which is it was a big eye opener. But the fact is like it was okay to be shit again. It was okay to like
Yeah.
realize like every time I went into something, it was okay, like getting right, brilliant, an extra length in the pool or an extra ability to hold my breath in a little bit longer and stuff like that, or my technique getting better, which for weightlifting or any sport that I've been doing for a while now and all that, I've kind of lost that because I've been doing it for a while. And as you get better or you do something for a long period of time, you start to see less of them improvements on a daily or weekly basis. So it was nice. It was nice to be, as I always say, a beginner all almost again.
Yeah, because there's never going to be anyone that's we barely have time to train. Like I think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, but you're a personal trainer, you're in the gym all the time. It's like the last thing I want to do when I've been in a gym all day is to train myself. Like it's a struggle half the time where I'm battling. We're trying to figure out when to train, what I can train within that time, because mine's pretty set up now where I know what I'm going to be doing in each day. Doesn't mean my day sits into that as well. That's a big thing. Am I prepared? Am I injury free? Is there anything that's going to affect it? And a lot of people, I think, ironically, we're saying this as January's approaching, they're waiting for the perfect moment for the perfect session. And it's like you're waiting for the perfect time to go swimming. And it's like there's never going to be a perfect time to go swimming.
Oh no. I mean, that's what I mean. I fell into that trap very easily. Like I was like, right, Monday mornings, get my swimming session in. The moment live, for example, like I had to fit another client in, which happens because you're self-employed. Like you have to find another day, you have to find another time. It might not be the most ideal time because ideally I would like the pool to be completely empty, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Same conversation.
People do the same with the gym.
Yeah, it's just focus on what you can control. And like when it comes to our own training, I'm quite lucky in the fact that obviously I've been doing this now personal training thing for nearly 4 years, 3.5 years now. So I've kind of got my set diary. I know the times I'm going to be training. I'm lucky that a lot of my training at the moment is outside of the gym because obviously I'm in season with football. So I'm doing a lot of that at the moment, which gives a little bit of diversity to things. But yeah, definitely. I mean, like if you are someone out there who's very new to things, obviously new year, so there's going to be a lot of new gym goers at the moment. Like, don't go in there thinking that everything's going to be bang on perfect. You don't know what to expect. Like, you might expect some good things, you might expect some bad things, you might focus on the bad things, you might focus on some good things. But until you actually do it, you'll never know and learn. And when you do learn those things, whether regardless it's bad experience or good experience, you take that on board and you go into the next session with what you already know. And for slowly but surely, you'll get better at things. You'll pick up a few new things. Like for any new gym goer, I always say that the first thing I always say is have an open mind, talk to people. Like if you see someone that you see someone that you like, or you see a PT at your gym and stuff like that, as daunting as it is, like go and talk to them. There's a lot more people in there that you would think that are in the same boat as you than you believe.
Yeah, because it's a funny thing. Like for every new member that signed up to a gym, if you showed them a highlight reel of all the coaches screwing up lifts or doing something wrong, that would probably make them a whole lot more comfortable.
Yeah,
I've got an absolute ton of them. Like I'm never going to be the person that comes in and be like, absolutely everything is perfect for my training, because it's not. I think that's also coming from the illusion of what people deem the gym to be, where it's all these people doing everything perfect and no one does anything wrong. And it's like, nah, I've seen people go to the gym for years and they're still doing stuff wrong. But then they're that far down the line that they think they know what they should be doing or know what they can be doing. And I'm like, I always take someone new that is open to asking questions, and someone's been at the gym a couple of years, but they're too arrogant to sort of appreciate a bit of help, because you can give them free help. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm fine. I'm like, oh no, don't ignore me and my level 2 and my level 3 and all my other CPDs, and like I obviously don't know what.
Yeah, but even still, like with people who obviously used to be PTs and stuff like that, like once you've been doing it for a long period of time, you have things set in stone. You have a way of doing things, and sometimes that can be hard to change. It's like any kind of story that you would tell yourself, whether it's fitness related or not. Like for example, if you always believe you've always been like, let's say a chubby person, stuff like that, your actions are going to relate to someone of a chubby person or something like that. But yeah, I always say in the fact that when you are something like that, question your go-tos and stuff like that. Why do we do things like the squat and the deadlift on a regular basis, even though they're brilliant exercises and stuff like that? Why are we not doing something else? Not saying that they're wrong or I'm right and stuff like that. It's the fact that everything we do should be challenged, because that's the only way we're going to learn.
And if you've got a coach that doesn't know why they're giving you something to do, then they obviously don't know, and you might as well just be doing what they do, because they're obviously seeing it on the internet and just being like, that looks great, let's go for that. And it's like, yeah, but why am I doing that? Oh, I saw it on Instagram. It's like that doesn't navigate itself as an answer, because anyone that comes into the gym can do the same.
So yeah, but that's I don't know who does that. I mean, like I've spoken to people in the gym where they've seen something on Instagram. Instagram could be a good tool. It can be. There's a lot of good coaches on there, Instagram and stuff like that. Yeah, fair dues and all that. Like, it's free. It's free content there more. It's not going to have a lot of filters. There's going to be good stuff and there's going to be bad stuff. So you got to be wary on what you pick, even for coaches, because I follow coaches on Instagram. I'm sure you do. So, like, it's an insight into what other people do, which is fantastic. That maybe the only difference that might be is the fact that when you do it, or when you see something on whatever it is and stuff like that, like you've got your own personal opinions, your own histories, your own research on things and stuff like that. So you might have a completely different opinion on what we see and what other people see and stuff like that. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with trying things new. There's nothing wrong with trying new.
But like, I can't remember who shared it. I saw it on, I think you saw on story, and they were on about people being like on about the strength cycle and how you get strong and everything else. But like, they were arguing with something absolutely ridiculous, and the level of strength that they had to how they were arguing strength to what they should be doing was like well off. And I was just, that there needs to be backing at a coach level, because obviously we don't want to get back into the conversation, because I think we've mentioned this before in terms of should a personal trainer be in shape.
Yeah,
I believe in a certain respect that a coach should practice what they preach in terms of like, okay, there's no point me having strength coach written in my bio when I can't get you strong or I am not strong myself, because there is zero backing.
Yeah, but
Zero.
there's different types of strong, or strength, should we say, in that matter. Like, for example, like I'm not the strongest person in the world. I'm not. There's some people, there are definitely a lot of people stronger than me and stuff like that. But my strong is specific to my sport. Like
Yeah.
someone
Oh
like,
yeah. Like
I've got clients who've got a stronger back squat than me or a stronger bench press than me, but I'm not a strength. My sport isn't to lift 1 RMs. My sport is to play football. So, for example, like, but I know the application of strength and stuff like that. So,
yeah,
I get what you mean. I 100% get what you mean.
you've got the backing though, because you've also just said that his work can translate to your clients, because you've got a client that's got a better bench,
Yeah,
better back squat.
but what I'm trying to say in the fact
Like,
that like whether your coach is, I don't know, let's say you want to lose weight and stuff like that, but you've got a power lifter as a coach, like he'll still know what he's talking about. I'm sure I know coaches power lifters and know what they're talking about, but you've got a different application to what your goal is. For example, like not all my clients want to be footballers. Not all my clients want to be mega strong and stuff like that. Some of my clients just want to maybe get away from their everyday lives or just become a healthier human being. It's just stuff like that. Like it's never there's never a yes or no answer with that. It all depends on factors. Ultimately, for a coach and stuff like that, the only thing we can do really as coaches is be passionately just be able to just give you to be 1% better and hope.
I always find that a cop out, just being like, it depends on the person, depends on the goal. But it's so right, and people don't believe that when we say it. It's like, oh yeah, but you say that to everyone. I'm like, yeah, that's why as a coach we get to know you as a person, because there's no point me pushing you to do something that you don't want to do, because you're not going to enjoy it as much, and everything else is going to backtrack off that. And it's like, yeah, but why am I doing a 1 rep max when I want to work on being a better endurance runner? Oh, you should have told me this. Like, oh no, we did, but you just wanted to do the style of training that you wanted to do. I'm like, yeah, that's not being a coach.
Yeah,
that's
the thing is, again, the thing is with the 1 rep maxes and stuff like that. Even if you are fair enough. Endurance runners don't need a great deal of maximal strength, but they obviously need to be strong enough to endure what they're doing. They obviously need to have a lot of strong joints, ligaments, muscles, and stuff like that. So using an increment like, let's say, a 1 rep max in that kind of standards can identify where their strengths lay or not. Obviously, yeah, they don't need to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like you can use a metric as that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. It's a metric to be used, but it's something like you'll spend a lot more time on endurance factors or muscle endurance than maybe a phase of maximal strength.
Yeah, because I think two big words that I've been going over lately in my own study is skill acquisition and work capacity.
Yeah,
they'll all go, because your work capacity is going to improve if you're more efficient, and you're more efficient by improving your skill around the movement. If it takes less energy to do the same movement, that means you can work more and increase your work capacity. And it's the connecting, a lot of the training is connecting the dots, and hence the reason why in helping else that they don't need. What's the point? Like, if someone's trying to get a better squat, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, let's just focus on something completely different. So that's out of their goal range. It's individualized training, which is why it's called personal training and not just training, because that's probably the thing. You'll see training on Instagram, but you'll see personal training when you go to someone that you can work with at an individual level. And that's a big difference.
Yeah.
But who am I to say?
Well, we've all got opinions and factors on that, haven't we?
Yeah, there's always a thing, and then there's a lot of coaches that will navigate it, and it's like giving the same program, but then others using the same program to a certain extent, and it's like, well, because me and you are now more towards strength and performance more than anything. If I flipped it over to physique and bodybuilding, and it's like if someone's got a lagging body part, I'm not going to keep them at the same frequency as someone else that's got a really good body part for that. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like, oh, you've got a pull back, but we're only going to train back once a week. I'm going to do chest twice a week, even though you've got a really good chest. The application doesn't make any sense at an individual level, which is why it should be individualized in terms of training over the week. I have clients, they want to get stronger at the squat. So guess what? They train legs more often. Like it's the simple stuff done often most of the time that gets the results. But people aren't in for the work. They're in for the path of the least resistance to get it done and just be like, well, yeah, why haven't I got the results? Like, because you've not given it the time and the patience required.
Yeah, but aren't we all? We're all following that path of least resistance. If we can find one thing to be one less sooner, of course we are. I mean, I would like to skip on a few stuff, but everything is done by experience. The longer you do something, the better they get. The repetition is the mother of all skill. It's very true. Yeah, I get you with that and stuff like that. I think for me, more or less, I think like if I've got a client who wants to do bodybuilding show, I'll be open to the fact I've never had a client who's done that. So it's not really my forte. I've got coaches around me who have, so I can easily ask their opinion or I can easily pass that person on to them. And that's not a sentiment to myself, or it's not I'm not as good enough as a coach and stuff. It's just I just know that someone else is going to do a better job than me. But if they are, but if someone's willing to obviously learn with me, as my beginning clients did when I first started, then that's great. I think most of the time when it comes to a relationship between a client and a coach, it's not always how much you know. It's not the like how smart you are and stuff like that. I think it's just a simple case of how good your relationship is. I've got great relationships with my clients. They know the journey that I've been on and I've been very open with that and stuff like that. But they know that if they had any struggles or they want to try something new and stuff like that, I'll always research and try to do my best for them. And that's all I can do, really.
That's a big thing with me and Zach as well, because obviously we've got different divisions of field in terms of strength and performance, stage prep, and photo shoot prep. But then we both gel in the concept because some of it will gel together. If someone wants to go fully photo shoot and stage shoot, I'm not going to go to them and be like, yeah, I'm your man. Even though, because I can't comment to that with 100% conviction that I know I can get them results. I know someone that does. Straight away. Works both ways. You need a connection with people as a coach as well, not just as an individual, but then the individual needs that same circle as well. Because you could have a client that comes to you, like, I want to master this. Like, great. I need you to help me with my diet as well. Shit. Okay. I know a dietitian. Go speak to the dietitian. It's a cohesive unit between everyone. But I think a lot of people try and take too much on and then be like, oh, now I'm in too deep.
Yeah.
That's not transparent from the start.
That's not just with us. That's with everyone. Everyone tries to take on too deep, especially when you first start. Everyone tries to do everything all at once. I like, if it comes to achieving something, like I say, focus on what you're good at the moment and make that even better. And then we slowly add things on. I'm a very big believer of focus on positives and focus on getting you to look more away of things that are potentially going wrong or potentially that can go bad, and focus on things that potentially will do more to do better for you. So it's way of wording. Like I'm very into stuff like law of attraction and stuff like that. So it's kind of my nature and stuff like that, just to kind of say to them, like, focus on what you want to attract. Obviously, yeah, the work needs to be done and stuff like that. It's not just going to magically appear, as the book The Secret says, or something like that, which everyone hasn't read. Interesting book, but names are being loud. Interesting book, but I think the biggest thing to take away from it is the fact that your mind is a powerful thing, and your actions and everything and all that are evolved from what you think, even before you even say the words. Your mind is consciously thought about it.
Yeah, I put a post on the other day about how you do anything is how you do everything, and your thinking in terms of how you execute, even on the simple tasks, will reflect on how you make the major tasks. That's like I think it's an old Navy general when he was on about making your bed first thing in the morning. And it's like you start the day with a task, you do the next task, you do the next task, and then you link habits to those tasks because every day you're going to do the same thing every day. And it's like, well, if I'm doing this, why don't I do this at the same time? Like,
oh yeah, habits.
Read a book. Yeah, have you read Atomic Habits as well?
Yeah. Anyone Atomic Habits, do it. One of the top 5 books I've ever read, and I'm not a big fan of reading. People know, audio books all the way.
But no, it's just the concepts of a lot of people. Like they try and navigate half their life by being really precise, and then the rest not. And it's like it's all gonna run. It's like, yeah, but the gym's only an hour of my day. And it's like, oh no, it's not. The whole concept of how you prep your mindset to certain stuff like the gym, like your diet and everything else, starts and ends at midnight each and every day. How you sleep will affect how you train. How you eat will affect how you train. How you train will affect how you eat. And how you train will affect how you sleep. And people just neglect the littlest things and be like, oh no, it doesn't make that much difference. Like going to bed half an hour later, and it's like,
it does.
Hate to say I told you so. But yeah, no, this has gone quite off from us saying how we are, but
as always,
in
the true fashion of this podcast, we always go on tantrums. We always do. That's how we roll.
No, that's also why, like I said at the start, it's like you look at the problems that people face and you address the problems. You don't just ignore a hole in the roof because the rest of the roof is fine, because the water's still going to get in. You address the problems that are being faced. I don't know why I thought roof. And then I was thinking boat, and I was like, if there's a hole in your boat, you don't just leave the hole so your boat's going to fill with water.
This is weird. This is usually me who's the affirmations. What's going on there?
Yeah, but no, it's a thing. It's like if you don't fix everything, there's no point in fixing anything. Same in the reflection of how you do anything is how you do everything. Just running around in circles, really, of analogies, but no, it's the purpose of how you want to succeed is based on what you do over a 24-hour period. And ironically, I had a conversation which I'm going to do a post about later, I think, in terms of you set yourself up for the easiest way to do things 99% of the time. If you go to work a physical exertive job, and you're like, I need to go to the gym, but I've had a hard day, your easiest fallback is to go and do something chill like Netflix. The combat to that is you go to the gym before you go to work.
Yeah.
No one will ever wake up early to go and watch Netflix and then go to the gym.
Yeah. For example, have you read that new high performance book by that Jake Humphries?
No, I've seen it circulate a lot though on social.
Mate, it's mega. It's absolutely mega. And they were talking about, I think that you're very similar on, and they were talking about action taking. So they say that from studies and stuff like that people will tend to make worse mistakes later on in the day. And the reason why that is because if you think of yourself as like a kind of battery, every decision that you make to the smallest thing of looking at your phone to what you're going to have for breakfast, what you're going to put on for clothes and stuff like that, it will slowly diminish this battery of yours. So by the time it comes to late at night, you'll make worse decisions because your battery's not full. So they say the hardest decisions that you'll tend to make are the ones that requires
by
more.
making the decision before.
Sorry, say that again, man.
No, it's obviously if you make the decisions early in the day, like another day, like because that's when they say like, oh, plan your day out. Is that going to help you not diminish your battery so you're better to last longer in the day?
Well, that's it, because if you plan your day, then it's less decisions and it gives you less chance to obviously diminish any chance of staying off that kind of thing. But it was quite similar in the way that you just said things then. Like if you want to get the hardest things out of the way, do when your battery's flat, when your battery's full, instead of waiting a lot. That's why, for example, we eat more late at night. That's why we tend to make worse decisions late at night when we're getting tired and stuff like that. It's because our battery, hypothetically, is diminished.
Yeah, just made me think of How I Met Your Mother when they're like, no good things happen after 3 a.m.
Yeah, that's actually very true. Yeah, we've all we made very bad decisions. Yeah,
and it's the same conversation because if your job was that physically exertive to make you tired enough to not go to the gym, you wouldn't need to be going to the gym. It's the decisions that you make around that. So you obviously know that something needs to change within the realm, but you're falling back to the first excuse that you can find yourself. Like the gym's too busy. Okay, it's never busy all day. Like you can always find a route in a way.
Yeah. Well, it's not too busy to the fact that every single equipment on it is that Monday evening is bad, man. But yeah, like, and that's the thing is that's been again awareness. Like, if you know that you're making an excuse like the gym is busy, the gym is not too busy to the point where every single equipment is taken. You might have to go far out of your program or something like that, or exercise or your comfort zone, but it's changing.
You set your own expectations of yourself, and if you're rigging the expectations on the first day because you know the gym will be busy, staying for start, like your mind will win before your body will win, if that's the thing that you're going to think about. And it's you seen Tim Grover?
No, I haven't.
So, Michael Jordan and Kobe's old PT, and it's the old your mind has to be stronger than your feelings and that kind of logistics. And it's like, if you let your mind win and you start the day off shit, the rest of the day will be shit because you'll always look for a negative. Might as well off with the things that you know today, because and exercise always makes people feel better, apart from if they train really hard and can't work. That's a different kettle of fish.
Hey, I'm gonna have to ask you to say that again. Literally, all of that was mumbled up. So whatever you just said and you just chuckled to yourself with and all that, I don't think a lot of people heard.
Okay. It snowed whilst we were recording.
Oh God. This weather around here has been absolutely dreadful.
Have you gone superb? Well, yeah, shall we get on to top 5 exercises real quick?
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't need to rattle all off the reasons why, but we can start that as a new episode. We'll say the 5, and then we can get into the 5 on another episode. Keep you
guessing what. So if you want to know why it's our favorite episode, go to the next episode. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any particular order, but I've been really enjoying my Olympic lifting at the moment, my snatches and clean jerks. I mean, I think it's something that ever since I said on the podcast and stuff, anything I've ever learned and stuff like that, it's something that I can just go into, and it's so different from the traditional training that I've done before. And it just opens up so many different avenues when it comes to thinking of training and stuff. But I definitely think
three in my head so far for Oakville.
Right, the connection on this is absolutely shocking at the moment. So just bear with us when it comes to stuff like this. I don't think Mike's realised.
No, I'm just thinking. You look like a Minecraft player. So.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can see
I've got
we're very rusty with us at the moment because our internet seemed to not be up to scratch. I think it's just due to as well the fact that
why
it's absolutely gone. You know what? What we'll do is because the internet connection is that bad at the moment, we'll end the podcast episode on that one there, and then we'll give you guys the rest of our favorite exercises at the moment for the next one. But yeah, guys, it's nice to get back into this. I quite enjoyed this kind of chat again, but we should be doing a little bit more episodes into the future. Get a bit more insight, give a bit more content. If there's any kind of topics you want us to talk about, any questions you want us to answer, you can either inbox one of us two, and we'll make a conversation about it in one of our episodes. But guys, thank you very much for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.